Okay, the first thing we want to talk about is properties of life. And the first property is that life is organized. So life is made of atoms. Atoms in turn make up molecules. So an example of a molecule that is found inside of your body would be H2O. Okay, another molecule that is going to be that your body produces is going to be carbon dioxide, for example. Okay, now the molecules then can be put together to make macromolecules. So an example of a macromolecule might be a protein or a carbohydrate or a lipid. Okay, then the macromolecules are used to build up and make organelles. So an example of an organelle might be a mitochondria, which is the power plant for your cells. So it produces energy. Then organelles make up cells. Okay, cells in turn make up tissues. And so, for example, you have muscle tissue, and then those tissues make up an organ. And so, for example, that is a stomach. Then organs make up organ systems, such as your digestive system. And then organ systems make up the organism, such as you. Okay, another property of life is it has metabolism. So metabolism is going to be a series of chemical reactions that does something inside of your body. So here is a very simple metabolism in which it's going to take organic materials, such as the food that you eat, and then it is going to break those molecules down, and in doing so, it is going to produce heat and energy, and then those little molecules that has been broken down can be reassembled into macromolecules then that can be used inside of your body. So for the purposes, if you're one of my students, you would not need to know what the word catabolism means or anabolism, but just the idea of what is metabolism. Okay, another thing that life does is it reacts to its environment. So for example, there's a plant, and if you take an ordinary house plant and you put it by a window, given enough time, the leaves are going to orient themselves so that they're getting the maximum amount of sunlight. So the plant is reacting to its environment. You see over there the cheetah, and the cheetah is moving, and then also life develops. So we start out as babies and then grow into adults. Another property of life is it's genetically controlled. So we'll find out more about this later, but that every cell of your body has DNA, and then what can happen is that the DNA can be copied, and then that copy can be run through a little organic machine, and then that machine in turn can assemble proteins. Okay. Then life changes. And so, for example, this is a picture of what a horse would have looked like millions of years ago. It would have been about the size of a dog. But then, as the climate began to dry out, there was more grasslands, and so horses found that they had to be able to run faster in order to be able to outrun their predators, and so that meant having longer legs. So that as time progressed, the horse has gradually changed in stature. All right, let's take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about what elements is life made of.